Great. Well, now you know how to pronounce word stress properly. But we have another problem. What if, let's say, you're reading some of your Leap 7 material and you encounter a new word that you've never seen before? You figured out how to pronounce all the individual sounds, but now you're stuck trying to figure out where the word stress is. What would you do? Would you just give it your best guess? Would you ask a friend? Email your teacher? What if your teacher's not available? What's your strategy? Well, there's many strategies you can apply. One of the best ones is, of course, listening. If you can hear someone say the word, now that you're aware of what word stress is, you can pay attention to which syllable it's rising or stretching in. But sometimes you might be reading a word and there's nobody around to vocalize it for you. What do you do in that case? Well, some of you might say, give it your best guess. A lot of students do that. But what if you guess wrong? What if it's your Leap 7 final debate and you're going to be marked on this and you want to make sure you pronounce it 100% accurately? Well, believe it or not, the best tool you can use is the dictionary. So let me go and demonstrate how a dictionary not only gives definitions, but actually shows you how to pronounce the word, including the word stress. So for this example, I'm going to use Google as my dictionary. So I'm going to pick a word. Let's say, well, one of the themes in Leap 7 is about globalization. So I'm going to type that in, globalization definition. Let's see what comes up. And here we go, and I corrected my typo. Here we go. All right. So we look at the word here. The first thing you'll notice is we have the word here, and it's all broken down into the syllables, marked by this little dot. So we have glow, ball, lie, zay, shun. Okay, so we have all the syllables broken down. So the next question is, which syllable are we stressing? To figure that out, we're going to look below. Below here is what we call the IPA symbols of that word. Basically, each one of these letters represent a particular sound. Okay, and what we're going to do is try to match it all up. So we got the glow here, we got the ba, la, zay, shun. Okay, now don't worry about pronouncing the sounds exactly accurate or figuring out which letter means what. We're just looking for the word stress. So now that you identify where all the sounds kind of match up with the syllables, we're looking for what we call the primary stress marker, and it's right here. Okay, so it's this little dash on top. This indicates where the primary stress falls, and in the dictionary, it always is marked in front of the stress syllable. So here, it's in front of the za or zay. So when we read this, it would be globalization. Okay. And again, we have it here again, globalize. You see the marker here in front of the zay. So that's how we know we stress the zay. Now, some of you might be wondering right away, why are there two pronunciations for this single word? And the reason is there's more than one way to pronounce a word. We have British English and we have American English. So one of these is the British pronunciation, the other one is American pronunciation. Now, if you're gonna ask which one is better, I would say, I'm biased, I'm in Canada. I would say if you're gonna live in Canada, stick with the American pronunciation. If you plan to go to the UK or something, go with the British one. But the most important thing is stick with one. Don't say a word, like some words in British and then some words in American, then it gets really confusing. Okay. Now the second thing you might notice is, hang on, there's another little marker here. Okay, there's a little dash in both of these. This one, in fact, has a couple. What is that? Well, that's what we call secondary stress marker. So remember how I told you that every word in English has one primary stress? For 99% of speaking, or even native speakers, that's all that matters, okay? We just wanna make sure we nail that one, globalization. But sometimes we have a slight second stress, globalization, okay? That's what this marker indicates. It indicates secondary stress, where there's a tiny little bit of emphasis. Again, for us, for all practical purposes, you can ignore that. Like I said, 99% of native speakers, we don't even use that. The most important thing is getting that primary stress marker. And if you notice, whether it's British or American, it's both at the same spot. Okay? So using the dictionary is the foolproof way of figuring out where the word stress is. If you're reading an article and you find a word and you're not sure how to pronounce it, just Google it, use a dictionary, look for that primary stress marker, and you can be 100% sure that is how you pronounce it accurately. So let's put your skills to a little bit of a test. So here's a chart of words. And what I like you to do is, using the dictionary, figure out where the word stress is for each word. For example, in the first category here, we have words like economic, scientific, electronic. So look it up in a dictionary and figure out where the stress marker is for each one of these. And of course, mark it on top with a little dot, as I showed you previously. Do the same for all the other categories. For example, this category, we have economical, technological, electrical, okay? So go look them all up. And then after you've marked down all the stress markers, practice reading the words carefully and slowly using your elastic band. And then when you're done that, go back and take a look at each category of words. What do you notice? Are there any patterns that you see with where the word stress is? And are there any rules that you can establish based on that? Go ahead and try that out.